You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Hero After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Hero After Show.
Hey, hey. Hey, everybody at home who is tuning in right now. You are watching The Hero, TNT's fantabulous show. And this is episode, what?
Six.
Season 1, and we only have now after this 2 episodes left. The clock is ticking. I'm your host, Spicy Madi, and I am joined with our other host, executive producer, Phil.
Hello, everybody. And we do have Patty calling later, which, what a great episode to have her chime in on.
Oh, yes, exactly. Because we saw a lot of Patty this episode. She was really trying to step up. The episode starts off with having to recover from Rachel getting eliminated last episode and people feeling a certain type of way about that. But now the opportunity presents for the last hero challenge. And so it's pretty high stakes because now only 4 people can go in, and it's down to pretty much Athena.
It's 7 people, 4 get to go.
Yeah, 4 get to go in. But it's Athena and Patty, and Marty eliminates himself in order for Athena to be able to go. So it's only Dave and Charles that wind up going with them for the guys' representation.
What did you think of Marty kind of getting voted in but stepping down?
So, okay, I have to just honestly and be able to speak freely and say this show is turning into Survivor. Because it's more about the position that you have in the household of who likes you and who's voting for you, as opposed to what you're really doing. I feel like that is heroic. And in this particular situation, I feel like because Marty was more liked, that's why he was chosen to go on the challenge. And Athena, unfortunately, isn't very well received by the household. And so Marty stepped down from the opportunity, which was very big of him, although he did not want to and although he pouted about it. If he was really not a hero, he would have stayed inside and been all about self. So he did give Athena the opportunity to go in.
But here's where it's not like Survivor, because their intentions with Survivor, we don't get those. I mean, I think we cry every week. Let's be honest. And I know Ian, one of our other producers here at AfterBuzz TV, he watches the show and he cries every week as well. So there's that difference. They're not playing as much strategy. Like, you know, if he said, okay, you know what, I'm going to step down, go for Athena, put her in the Heroes Challenge, and she'll get eliminated, then that's strategy. That's Survivor.
Yeah, you're right. It's strategic, but it is about being liked. And I don't know if heroes are always supposed to be liked, though. And I feel like the votes are based on whether you're liked or not. And so as opposed to who's the most badass, it's about who's the most kind-hearted and friendliest. And I think that it's important to be nice and be a hero, but I don't think that should be the ultimate determining factor about whether you get to step into a challenge or not. But I do think that it was very big of Marty to step down, especially because he's such a brute. He's such a intense and competitive person. And it was his say, because they would have chosen him. And he stepped down. He let Athena go in. And she wasn't grateful at all, just like Rachel wasn't grateful when Patty took the tear gas for her. I think that says a lot about yourself when you aren't humble and appreciative of the opportunity that's given to you. So that, rubbed me a little bit wrong.
Well, I mean, I've made my peace with Athena.
Did you?
I think I have.
If you guys tuned in last episode, Athena was on, and she got an opportunity to defend herself and to stand up for Rachel. She spoke poorly about Lydia and their relationship, but she was being heroic in the sense of forgiveness and saying that she would come into the studio and make amends with Lydia if possible.
But I mean, the first step towards anything is, okay, let's get you guys in a room.
Right, kumbaya and it up. And that's going to be a little bit challenging on our part.
We'll see. We'll figure out something.
But this challenge was a little bit difficult this episode because it was more about, I feel like, survival skills. When they were taken into more of a, what was this, a waterfall type of environment?
I mean, it was straight
or
up
something.
It was straight up the jungle.
Okay, the jungle. Okay.
But yeah, unlike most challenges, The Rock was not there to even explain what the hell this was.
Right. As viewers at home, we're guessing just like you guys. And so the challenge was basically bow and arrows, rocks, and what else did we see? Spears.
And slingshots.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a George of the Jungle survival technique. And in this particular episode, I feel as if, my personal opinion, not the opinion of AfterBuzz, that the weakest links were Athena and Patty, once again.
I think Athena did actually okay.
Okay.
I do.
I don't know if I want someone who's just okay being my hero.
Okay, here's the thing. Charles was at the top. You know, that's it. Now, Athena and Dave, I would put them at the same level. Neither was better than the other.
Huh. Okay.
Now, the only reason that why even Dave might outweigh Athena is because, okay, Charles had the bright idea, okay, I'll hold the slingshot, you pull, that way we get more of, leverage and whatever, and hit the thing.
Correct.
And Dr. Dave was the one who actually let it go.
So in this particular one, Dave was the most skilled.
No, Charles was the best.
But Dave was more skilled than...
Athena would get credit, or Dave would get credit because he actually pulled it. I don't know. I think Athena and Dave, for me, are at the same level.
You know what? Okay, I will give you that, Phoebe. You are absolutely right, because Athena did kind of knock the plate at one point, like a little bit down, so that Charles could knock it all the way down.
Yeah.
So, but as far as skills was concerned, Charles... just prevailed the most.
Charles was beasting it.
And everybody else kind of fell short. And then Patty brought up a good point, too. She was like, why are you guys like trying to bump me out the way or say, I'm the weakest when we're all pretty much doing poorly? No one's really hitting it.
Okay, her argument was, you're not hitting it either.
Right. So don't look at me wrong.
However, there is a difference where, like, okay, if you and I'll throw me and Steven, who's engineering right now. If Steven and I are, throwing a rock at something, but I'm off by, let's say, 5 inches, and he's off by 20 feet, I'm better, and I have a better success. Let me keep going, because I'll get there eventually.
Quicker than you will, and more than likely, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. A phenomenal point, Phil, on that. And we will have Patty later. She will be able to defend herself. I have probably been a bad cop and Phil's been good cop on the AfterBuzz The Hero episodes, because I give everybody a hard time. I'm reaming Patty a little bit because since the beginning, I feel like she has been physically the weakest. In this particular challenge, I'm happy that Patty was able to go back up once again and prove herself to her family. But when it comes to physical endurance and strength and speed, Patty just doesn't have it. But as far as being a kind, sweet, gentle, good, solid individual, I think that Patty has all those great, cuddly, warm butterfly feelings. But as far as a hero is concerned, I probably wouldn't send her in if my child was in a burning building. I would send somebody else in.
I'll say this for Patty. Every hero needs a support system, whether they want to or not, right? Batman had Alfred. Superman had Lois Lane, if you want to go there, or whatever, right? Patty is that, pardon the pun, rock
Patty's
for
Alfred.
our hero. You know what I mean? Patty is the rock for our hero.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, without Patty, she provides motivation, she keeps...
I feel like Patty raises the hero. Like, Patty gives birth to the hero and nurtures the hero. She helps the hero. She, is motherly and kind to the hero, but I don't know if I'm convinced that Patty is the hero. But I think that she has an amazing, gentle, motherly soul. And it comes to a point where now 2 heroes have to be chosen. Or 2 people get to be chosen. And because Charlie does the best in this particular challenge, he gets to pick whomever goes with him into the next challenge. And he decides that he's going to choose Patty. Why do you feel like he chose Patty?
Well, he said that he wanted to give her a shot.
Okay.
Now, I don't know. Out of Dave and Athena, who would have been better, I would actually vote Athena.
You would have chose Athena?
I think so.
Why would you have chose Athena?
Okay, it's going to be Well, it's tough only because you know there's going to be a cave involved.
Okay.
Anytime you hear cave, now you're going to get into small spaces. You know, and Athena's a little bit smaller, and I feel like she's, you know, she's a cheerleader, so she's more flexible, I would say. No, I mean, I'm being serious, you know.
I believe you.
and so I feel like she would, you know, my initial thought would have been, okay, go with Athena for that respect. Now, I get why he chose Patty ultimately.
Why? Because I don't get it. I feel like he chose Patty because he thought it was the nice thing to do. And I'm sorry.
What's wrong with the nice thing?
Because the nice thing is great when you are dating someone, when you're befriending or courting someone. But the nice thing isn't the best thing to do, I feel like, in a challenge. I don't think that this is the time for you to show America, look how nice I am. I'm choosing the nice woman who bakes cookies, as opposed to choosing the person who is going to help you win this challenge. Because the last time I checked, majority of the things that heroes do are challenging things.
Yeah.
Whether it's physical, whether it's mental, I think that Patty is, you know, great mentally. And I think that that is a huge part of being a hero. But these challenges are physical.
Well, again, that's what makes this show weird, because as much as it's about winning, it's also not about winning. It's just overcoming.
Just doing the right thing.
Well, not even doing the right thing. It's just overcoming anything, and that's what, you know. They ultimately only lost. We never got the exact amount of time, but I feel like they lost by like 5-10 seconds.
Right. And,
which sucks.
But Phil, you were watching with me. Patty was being carried, or at least it looked like the footage that they showed us. Patty was being carried, and possibly had she not gone, then they would have been able to win that challenge. So because he did the right thing, they lost the money.
Yes.
And it seems like majority of the time on these shows, people are trying to do the right thing, and they keep losing the money.
But now here's the thing, right? So again, it's just so layered. So they lost.
Correct.
And Charles always wanted to prove himself. Okay. So in this weird scenario, we'll talk about the temptation for both teams. But in terms of storyline, now okay, who do you vote for the hero challenge? Do you vote Patty in? Do you vote Charles in? If you vote Patty in, she's going home. That's what everyone's thinking. But for Charles, it's okay. Now I have to really prove myself and rise as an individual to the occasion, because now my time is effed.
But you realize that the reason Patty is still here is because she is a nice person. You realize that, right? The reason Patty has not gone home yet is because she is nice, and people don't think that she can master these challenges, and so she's being carried, and people are avoiding putting her in the challenges because, well, we don't want her to go home. She's so nice. We need our mom. And so they're not putting her in. So I think that out of both arguments, Charles was the most compelling as far as why he should go in, and so that made sense. And physically, he probably would be able to endure it out of everybody. But I just feel like it's it's being avoided. Like, her stepping up to the challenges is being avoided because of the softness.
Remind me to ask this when Patty calls in, but you know, why she wouldn't have said, you know, vote me in. It's time for me to step up, and I also don't want to put Charles in a position where he's going to lose.
Because she probably knows that she'd go home.
Yes. Well, no, you know, if she's voted in, then it's on her. You know what I mean? If Charles goes in, everyone's thinking, oh my God, he's going to lose.
Nobody thought he was going to lose, though. Everybody thought Patty would lose that challenge.
Oh, well, I think they knew that Patty was going to lose that challenge.
And that's why they voted him.
Were worried that Charles was going to lose the challenge.
Right, because there's a chance. So they went with not the person who they thought was the strong, the person who they thought was going to lose, but who they thought, okay, he's strong. At least we have a chance of winning.
Yeah.
But that makes her less heroic, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Remind me to
Patty,
ask
you have to call and defend yourself, because I am reaming you on this one. As much as I love you, I have a soft spot for you. But it's just funny. It tickles me how this show is going.
I want to talk about the temptation. We do have Patty on the line. Hello,
Patty, are you there?
I'm putting Patty on one moment.
Okay, perfect.
Excellent. No, go.
Patty, we're on with AFTERBUZZ. Awesome.
Hello,
Hi,
Patty.
Patty.
Cool. I'm so in love. I'm your biggest fan.
Oh, that's so sweet. We totally love that.
God, God, I love it. I'm on Spice Nut E. You're just like everywhere.
I know.
You're so cool. And
Patty.
then John Krasinski over there. Phil, you got that John Krasinski thing going on. My daughter and I are in love.
See, that's how you break spicy
Damn
right
it,
off the top.
Patty, you are trying to win my heart. Oh my gosh, you want
I'm
that
not
vote.
even trying to win it. I'm just keeping it real. And I know what I look on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, the both of you, everywhere.
Oh, Patty, that's
Thank
so
you.
sweet. We appreciate that. We
Very cool.
really appreciate
I'm
you calling
excited.
in.
And I know, Spicy, you didn't dig me for a while, so this is going to be exciting, and I can't wait to change your mind.
You know what? I'm telling you, I'm like, it's hard for everybody to win me over. Little bit by little bit, I have been giving everybody, you know, a chance, but just like I tweeted at Darnell, you got to earn my respect on this show, you know, and little bit by little bit, Patty, you have won me over as far as I'm starting to understand why everybody loves you.
You're very cool to me. Thank you very much. But I promise you, it's not over yet. I am definitely going to keep going till the fat lady sings.
Oh,
so
nice. Okay, so that means you didn't get eliminated.
I'm going to fight.
That means you made it till the end then. AfterBuzz exclusive.
No, you never know. That's just it. But I'm not going to quit until the fat lady sings. So I promise you, there's a lot of fight left in this one.
Now, Pat, we in tonight's episode, we didn't get a lot of the behind-the-scenes talking. We saw you and Athena talk before the war room, and usually we get a little bit more in terms of strategy. What was the feeling like? I mean, was there a lot of talking, or was just everyone just kind of spread out because they didn't want to talk whether or not they would vote you in or Charles?
I'm going to be honest with you. I think that at one point, Charles had said to us he really wanted to be the one that went into the final Heroes Challenge, which I think we all agreed upon. However, when that twist flashed on the screen that this was the final Heroes Challenge, I think everybody was kind of thrown into a spin on that one because they didn't really know what to do. Because we all wanted Charles to go into the last Heroes Challenge, so I was already prepared that this was mine. And then to get that spin definitely threw a monkey wrench into what was thought to be mine, and then what Charles really wanted, which was to be in the final Heroes Challenge. I can say that happened behind the scenes.
Okay. Now, my other question, we also got the temptation from Dr. Dave and Athena, and it would have been interesting if they had taken it, because now you have 3 people up for the Heroes Challenge. I mean, do you think that would have swayed things differently had, you know, Dave or Athena been in the running between you guys, or would it have just gone to Charles?
Awesome question. I really do care about Athena a lot, and I think that I don't know if you even know that or not, but Athena and I have some history here that we've established a friendship that's gone past this show. So it would have been interesting had I felt the need, had I felt to want to put Athena up in the Heroes Challenge. But back then, filming then, I would have said no, I would have picked Dave, had I been given that opportunity.
Can you talk a little bit?
To go into the Heroes.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but can you talk a little bit to the physical aspects and the just endurance that this show required of you? Because if I'm watching the footage, little bit by little bit, you were losing weight.
I love that you asked me this. I have a big surprise coming up at the reunion, at the show that will be on August 1st. So let me just say that Patty has put her mouth to the muscle. Like, I definitely went home and I had lost 11 pounds by the end of the filming of this television show, and then it's just drastically gotten crazier since then.
What?
I cannot wait for you guys to see me.
Oh, I'm super excited.
Without sounding vain, because it's never about me, and I know that, but I feel really, really different about myself. And the confidence that The Rock gave me, I can't even just say the show. When you're in front of Dwayne Johnson and you're the fat chick and you know it, it blows, it stinks. And you go home and just a tiny bit of confidence can truly change your life. I didn't have that before.
Oh, wow. So this kind of like kick-started a maybe like workout regimen or lifestyle change for you?
Huge, enormous change. And I can't speak for everybody else, but I definitely left this show with so much more than, people keep saying it's about the money. Trust me, it really isn't about the money for everybody. some people in this world search and search their lifetime for that magic pill, the answer. Why are they always crying? Why are they scared all the time? And damn, when you find that answer, it's so powerful. You can't. It's just not tangible. It's out of this world awesome.
Let me ask this: how did you even become involved in the show? How did it find its way to you?
I love this question because it involves my son, Alex. Alex is a huge wrestling fan, enormous. And he saw the application. One night I came home I'm a shampoo girl at night. That's my second job. And he left it up on the computer, and he just said, Mom, will you try out for this show? Because I had done Family Feud. I had done a show a long time ago, another game show. And he really wanted me to do a show with his idol. And on, what's the term, and is it okay to cuss a little bit on the show?
Go ahead, Patty. You've earned it.
For shits and giggles, I filled it out. They were making fun of me in the background when I sent in my video, and the next day the phone rang, and I thought, oh, they must call everybody. You know what I mean? Because it's just Patty from Boston. Like, nobody calls me.
Right.
So I just assumed I was with everybody. But they kept calling back and calling back. So this is all because Alex had a dream of his mother with his absolute idol, and that's not fake or phony. My kid has been addicted to wrestling for 9 years. So to be on the show with The Rock, to have Alex talk to The Rock last week, they edited out. I think I cried for about an hour in that interview. Just to know Alex spoke to The Rock was crazy. He's unbelievable. I have no words for the guy. Like, I just hope you guys do him more justice. He is an inspiration.
The Rock.
What's the most?
He's the real deal. Yes.
Oh,
The
he
Rock.
seems like it.
He
Every
is
single
the real
person
deal.
has said nothing but just phenomenal things about him. And I keep reaming you, Patty, on as far as I say you mentally you're there. As far as the physical, strengths, I have questioned it from the beginning, but little bit by little
And you
bit.
should have, and I agree with you, Spicy. I agree with you.
You are stepping up though. After The Rock, gave you guys a hard time about, women, where you at? Step up. We started to see all of you guys, want to jump in on these challenges. And in this particular one, right before you called, we were talking about you going, down the cave with, Charles. And I want to hear your opinion about that. Do you feel at all, honestly, in your opinion, that you slowed him down a little bit?
I'm going to be honest. I was bummed out when I heard Charles during the mission saying, "Don't quit, don't give up, don't give up." And in my head, at the time filming, I also thought the same exact thing, which is maybe why I was a little pissed tonight. I'm thinking, who's quitting? Like, I wouldn't give up if my life depended on it. I didn't get that. I'm not sure that I cost Charles or the Red Cross anything. I swear to you guys, I gave it everything I had. And there was nothing left on the table. So if everybody wants to blame me, I can take it. I can burden it. I can shoulder it because I put it all out there for me. For them, I should say. But I gave everything I had.
Now, the Rock speech tonight was, what if? Looking back on the weeks that we've seen, at least, has there been a what if moment for you? We can speculate on our end, but for you, has there been one?
For the show, Phil, you mean that kind of? Have I had a what if on the show?
In the episodes that we've seen up to date.
Oh my God, yes. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Huge yes. Huge yes.
But
now, do I get to satisfy that what if moment? I can't answer that yet.
Oh, more to come.
How's that? But I can definitely swear to God tell you, up to this point, when I left that war room, I kept a diary the whole time I was there. Yeah, there was an enormous what if. What if I didn't cry so much? What if I climbed those stairs and didn't show any fear right off the bat in the beginning? But you know what? I'm Patty. I'm very honest, and I'm terrified of things. I wasn't prepared for that on the show. I thought it'd be crossing villages with rice on my back. Honest to God. That's the show I thought I signed up for. I had no idea that it was this intense. None.
I think, in my personal opinion, out of everybody, they have given you ample amount of positive camera time, Patty, because a lot of people have been painted negatively on this show And you have shown selflessness, endurance. You've overcome personal, weaknesses and fears, and you've been giving. You've been supportive. I mean, they've given you a lot of like positive, footage. But what are we missing that was negative? What did you do in the household that we might have kind of been, a little perturbed about? There's got to be some kind of juice. Give it.
I'm not going to lie to you, Spicy. The crying has gotten me demolished on the Heroes Facebook page. So as much as you're saying these very nice things about me, I've read equally as horrible things about me because I am so emotional. So that negative, to me, maybe the house, I never really cried in the house, I don't think even at all. So I even think my fellow contestants are watching this saying, Jesus, she cries all the time when we're out on a mission. But every time we were out on a mission, I was terrified. That's why I lost 11 pounds. I didn't eat for, the whole time we filmed. I was just scared every day. And so I could never eat.
Well, I love that you're honest about it. I mean, that's important.
No, you go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying I love that you're honest about it because we've seen a lot of liars on the show. So one thing I will give you is, okay, you might not have the biggest biceps, but at least you're honest.
I definitely, when I even heard you at the very beginning, and I totally agree with you, so there's no, I don't feel bad or something or angry. But yeah, I definitely wasn't the most physically fit. I can't wait to hear what you say once you see me August 1st.
Oh, I am excited about this.
My life has completely changed, and I actually didn't think I wanted it to change. I wanted to add to it. I didn't realize how small-minded I was. Man, I had to change, and I'm so glad. So, I mean, maybe people don't like the rose-colored glasses, but damn, I like looking through them.
I mean,
I would definitely say that.
I personally love your positive attitude. I feel like I was just laughing with Phil right now because we were saying that you would be the person to give birth to a hero. You are the mother that would raise Superman and Batman and and the Incredible Hulk. Like I totally see that in you. But once again, like I said, I'm going to stick with it as well. There's some physical attributes that I feel like you're not the quickest, you're not the strongest, but you are definitely mentally strong, and I think that is crucial in this competition.
I love that you said that. You know what? I'm a mom that gave birth without an epidural to 3 children.
Oh,
Believe
see, there
me,
you go.
I can take the physical. I can take the physical. I'm definitely, you can give me 5 needles and I won't flinch. But, tonight I was a little bummed out to see that people will get that feeling that I held back Charles when, we kind of failed on the pottery mission. If everybody looks at the time, you'll see that that's where the failure was, not in trying to get out of the cave. But I'm also not going to blame anybody, but if people want to blame me, I can take it. Whatever.
Can we ask you a little bit?
I gave it everything I could.
Can we ask you a little bit about last week's episode? How did you feel about having done the selfless thing, turn down the money, take the tear gas for Rachel, and you've been offered a lot of money and you keep tearing it down. At some point, I thought you were going to take it, but you have not proved me wrong yet. You keep turning down that money. So
damn, I feel very poor right now. Right.
I don't know how you're doing it. I can't say that I would do the same. But you took the tear gas for Rachel. Okay.
Yes.
Did you see what she said? Like, oh, great. Now she gets to look good. How did you feel about Rachel making that comment? I don't know about that one.
You know what? I was bummed when she said it. I was bummed to see it. But I'm also smart enough to know that at the time, she doesn't know how it's all going to get edited together. She also doesn't know. I don't know what question they actually posed to her. I'm not going to throw stones. I've never been that girl. So it is what it is. Would I do it again for her? In a heartbeat. Would I do it for Sean? In a heartbeat. So, and I think you would too. Honestly, ask yourself, Phil, ask yourself the question. Honestly, right now, Phil, I'm giving you $35,000. If you want to put Spicy in another room filled with tear gas, right? Ask, and if you're honest, answer it truthfully. Or you can forego the money right now and take it yourself and not hurt Spicy. Really, what would you do?
Tell the truth.
I've known Spicy for 2 years. I would take the tear gas.
Aww.
Right. That's very
so
cool.
sweet.
See,
now,
this is why he's got my heart.
That's so sweet.
You're going to be a heartthrob, Phil.
Dang, now I feel bad for thinking to send you to the tear gas. No, I'm just like,
There you go.
I'm just playing. I understood exactly why you chose the decision that you did, Patty, because too, you do have an example to set for your family. You are a good person. I mean, you did the right thing. And at the end of the day, when you don't know what to do, just do the right thing.
I just want to believe I live in a country where I would say most people posed with that question would take it. Would take the tear gas. I think that I live in that kind of country. I'm going to believe I do.
I love that thinking. How did you feel about Sean being eliminated from the show and Rachel being eliminated from the show? What were your sentiments on that? I love this. I think Sean asked me one question the entire time we taped the show, and he asked me if I wanted a hamburger. So I kind of feel like Sean never knew who Patty was. After the show is taped, him and I have exchanged a few funny texts and stuff. So I got to know Sean also when we did a press tour together in Miami a lot better out of the show than I did in the show. Because, again, I think there was one sentence we really said to each other. The joke of the show is Sean didn't even know my first name. Even to the day he left, he didn't know my name. So you didn't really feel anything then when he left because you weren't close. You never bonded with him. We never bonded. Now it's a different story because remember I told you about Alex, my son's this huge wrestling fan. Right. Well, he's on the Ricker bandwagon, and Sean is getting bigger and bigger in the WWE. And so Alex is a pass the gravy fan. That's Sean's thing. And I have to be honest, Alex can't wait to meet Sean at the finale. My other son, Connor, is voting for Athena. So it's just a split family over here. Oh, yeah. I'm shocked about that.
Connor's
you have to explain that. Why is he voting for Athena? Oh, my God, he's 20. Anybody 20 is voting for Athena. I get that. Nobody wants to vote for the mom, but my own kid has already said, I'm voting for Athena. Wow, you can't even trust the people you live with these days. He's voting for Athena. Should I win that money, Connor's going to look awful good in the doghouse in the backyard, I'll tell you that. That's hilarious. Now talk about Rachel. How did you feel when Rachel got voted off? You know what? I was kind of surprised, but honestly, Lydia is a true, honest person, and what she said came from her heart. Lydia is a very close friend of mine, my closest friend in being in this experience in this condominium. So it didn't shock me that she voted off Rachel. I was sad for Elijah, her son, to be honest with you, because no mother wants to look like that person getting voted off in front of their child. So that factor really, really affected me. But I wasn't surprised. So can you speak a little bit as to whether there was more to it just being because Athena Rachel lied on Athena, for Rachel getting voted off? What else was there? There had to be more. A lot more to that, other than the fact that I can't speak for Lydia because I don't want to do that to anybody, but I definitely feel like Lydia still couldn't get past the fact that Rachel, you did say you carried Athena. Like, I'm not lying to you guys. I did hear her say it. I think she might have said it like in a slew of a million other sentences and didn't recognize that she said it. But she did. And then to keep saying, I didn't, maybe growth is kind of stopping, thinking what you said is right and listening to other people and thinking, well, shit, maybe 6 people are telling me I said it, so I might have said it. That's all. And Lydia, I don't think could get past that. Okay. So were there any other incidents, though? There was no fighting in the house other than Athena and Lydia definitely didn't dig each other, and there was definitely some fighting going on between them two. I never really saw Rachel and Lydia go at it at all, but Lydia and I were at one end of the condo, the bedroom suites, and down the other end were all the guys and Rachel and Athena. So I definitely felt like we felt a little separated from the fun and games at night, that kind of thing. What kind of fun and games were there at night? Because they don't show us those on camera. Going on. Oh my God! Strip the poker, noise, maybe? The fun. I mean, we were definitely included in the fun. These people were really great. Nobody was excluded, but
I heard some shenanigans about who was sleeping in whose bed, and I'm not going to talk, but there was definitely some covers being pulled over people's heads, for sure.
AfterBuzz exclusive.
Wow.
The Hero just got real world on us.
For sure, stuff was going on, and I'm sure Charles didn't mind that Darnell was rubbing up against him, and no, I'm just kidding.
What?
Nah, none of that.
You're gonna have them call in next week to refute that.
I love those two guys.
But that was one thing that I did feel like the show it has been missing. Maybe we'll get a little bit before it's over. Is just like you guys' your personal interaction in the household. You guys having fun, because really the show only shows us these challenges and you guys talking about the challenges, not so much how you guys got along.
Can I say that Lydia pulled me through a lot of crap, so God bless the fact that I was roomed with Lydia. The first thing out of my mouth when we were roomed together is I said to her, I'm sorry, because I could tell nobody really wanted to be the roommate with the woman that was the heavy chick from Boston. That's the truth. Everyone's face kind of was like, I definitely felt like the square peg trying to fit into the round hole. But Lydia was a total champ. The only question she said is, do you snore? And I don't think I snore. Bob never told me I snored. So, and because of that, we developed this awesome connection. And at nighttime, we would be up till 2 in the morning talking, and it was fabulous. It was so great. It was definitely a thing that I took away from that entire experience that changed my life. But I'll also tell you, I also had some intimate, quiet talks with Athena. And as much as Marty's my son, I think Athena might have looked at me a little bit like a mother figure, because technically I could be Athena's mom, So I had a nice, something personal there, too.
What about the rest of the house? I mean, did you kind of feel motherly to the rest of them? Dr. Dave, he's a little bit older. Charles, he's not as old as Dr. Dave, but he's kind of up.
I can definitely tell you did not feel motherly to Dr. Dave at all. Not at all. Charles was the toughest, and you guys interviewed him. You can answer that. He's tough to read.
Honestly,
do you agree?
I felt like Charles opened up to us a little bit here. I saw this like goofy, fun side of him that I feel like they did not capture on the Hero show. I think that we got to see him more chill.
Very quick-witted.
Yeah, we got to see him more being cool. And they don't really paint him cool on the show. They paint him as, the cop. And here, for a second I forgot that he was a cop. He was like a normal, fun person. But I think also, too, it's hard not to get that energy when you're with Marty. Like,
right.
Marty makes every single person turn up.
Marty's infectious. I'm sorry. He's crazy infectious, and that's a delightful quality when you don't have it in yourself. You know what I mean? He will polarize my attention. He was so funny in Panama on an off day. He's just hysterical with the Panamanian citizens, jumping off the bus, talking to him. He's crazy fun. Charles, I called a chameleon because you couldn't figure him out. I could never read him. Never.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, do you think that he was doing that for the show, or that that's just him?
I think it's him. Sometimes, you know what? I definitely think it's him. I'm not sure if he was guarding himself. So he painted himself in that position for the show because, the line of work he's in is a very private field, and he didn't really want people to know who he is.
Yeah, you can't show a lot.
It's a tough call on that one, Spicy.
So
he definitely is a complex chameleon person. I still don't know him. When I watched tonight's episode, to hear him keep asking me, Patty, don't quit, don't fail, I'm thinking, do you think I'm the type that would fail? I wouldn't fail if my life depended on it. Like, do you not know me by now?
I thought he was just cheering you on.
Saying that.
I think he was trying to motivate. I think he was trying to motivate because he knew that it was physically challenging. But I don't think he was doubting you. I think that it was more like he was being more like a cheerleader to you, because that's usually what you are to everybody else.
Okay, and I can take that. I just, at the time, and then revisiting that again today, I kept thinking, damn, did he think I was like somebody that would quit? I'd never quit. I'll go till, like I said, till someone tells me I can't go any further, and then I'll still ask for more.
Yeah, no,
I definitely am not a quitter. O'Neills are not quitters, remember? That's from last week.
Can you talk a little bit about how you felt about Marty's behavior this episode? We love Marty to death, but was he being a baby or not this episode?
Yeah, but Marty knows I'd say that to him. And Marty and I did have a conversation when he was underneath the shelf out on the balcony. Marty knows I came out to talk to him and just said, you know what, you've got a lot to lose in this. Don't do this. Don't be this kid. And he got right up out of that shelf, in all honesty. So he just needed a little bit of mommy to yell at him for about a minute, and he came right out of it. So, he might have been pouting and everything, but I'm going to say this. He is so competitive and so driven. He sat in on 2 episodes, I believe, if I'm not correct, right? He didn't get to go out last week and then this week. That's a lot of downtime for Marty.
Yeah.
And he also went 3 weeks, or there was another week that he didn't go as well. That's when we actually had them in studio.
He took a lot of crap. And to be honest, for a kid that didn't take any temptations, no, I was in the kitchen, I'm not going to lie, with Charles and Dave, and I definitely was part of the conversation saying I think Marty should be awarded to go because, he didn't take a temptation. He'd sat out 2. That was enough for me.
What do you think about Darnell? They kind of painted him as a little bit of a villain at that point of like, well, if Marty's just acting like a baby, he should be voted off. If Charles wins.
That's right. They did say that.
You know what? To call out Darnell, because you know what, this is going to be a good point of discussion. Next week because he wants to call in. But I haven't seen him step up since he won his money. I
heard you guys last week on your on the interview with Athena saying she had checked. She said he had checked out at this point with the $50K. I mean, people have been talking that Darnell did take the money, and.
But it's not, for me, it's
maybe
not.
That's what he wanted, though. Maybe that's who he wants to be a hero for.
His family.
Was his family, and since he had satisfied, $50,000 would change anybody's life. I think. I mean, it definitely would change mine. So. Maybe he was happy with that,
But why wouldn't he say?
I will say this: Darnell's not a quitter. Darnell's also a gracious man, and maybe was making sure everybody got a turn. Everybody could maybe leave this with 50, should they choose to accept a temptation or a hero's challenge.
But why then? Wouldn't he at the Rachel's elimination? Why wouldn't he have said, you know what? I'm good. I've got my money. Vote me out.
Well. I mean, I'm sure.
That's a what-if moment.
Phil has a bunch of what-ifs.
Right? I'm a cheerleader, like all of us. We all want America's vote. Even if you told me America's vote comes with no money, I'd be psyched because I'd want America to say she's not that heavy-set, salon, multiple-job working mom that, just doesn't rate in our book. Yeah, I'd like America to say you're the girl.
So
you're something.
Last episode, I believed you when you were being selfless and you were I feel like it was truly genuine that you were trying to save someone else from being in pain. You were saving Rachel from the tear gas. This episode, can you tell me, speak a little bit on whether you think it was genuine or not? Whether Rachel was turning down that money Athena was turning down that money for America, or whether, it was for the cameras and all that stuff, or if it was really because she was trying to do the right thing.
I love Athena, but she knows it was for the cameras. Because Athena said to me, if I took that temptation, it wouldn't have been that bad, Patty. You could have taken the bus, right? That's what she said to me.
Oh,
so,
wow.
In her head, it wasn't that bad, but because Dave was with her, I don't think she really had much of a choice.
So Dave was right, because he said that in the confessional, that she probably would have taken the money if I wasn't there.
Yeah, and Athena even said to me, I kind of was going to do it because it wasn't that bad. You'd just have to ride a bus back. And to me, it was like, Jesus, come on, you still don't get it. Like, you're supposed to self-sacrifice. In my world, that's my opinion of a hero, but that may not be Athena's, and that's okay. That's her opinion.
Here's my thing with that. I really wish, because the Rock said, these temptations would get stronger and stronger, whatever the term is, and I really wish they upped it, another step, because you were so torn with the Rachel thing. Okay, do I do, this whole thing? And I think if you just upped it one more level like that, I mean, riding the bus isn't that bad.
Yeah. So
it isn't that bad.
You think they should increase the money?
If she made us do it, I could take it. Obviously, the physical part of it is nothing. It's just riding in a bus. but it's the lesson learned. But remember, I'm looking at it at 46. She's 24. So the lesson learned is, you know, I'm 22 years older than her. And my lesson to her would have been, it's not riding the bus. It's the fact you've got to do stuff for other people. Her lesson is, yeah, I'm going to take 35, but damn, it's going to help my brother. So another 35, please bring it on. And you just had to ride a bus to help my brother. That might have been her philosophy, and I get that.
Yeah, but I also feel, too, as if it's easier when you've already taken $35 to put in your Chase checking account to turn down an additional $35 when you already have the money. So of course it's an easier decision for her to turn it down because she's already taken it before. If this was her first time being offered, she probably would have taken it.
That brings us back to Darnell. Like, is he kind of happy with the 50? You know, like, is he content? Was that really what he needed to make his life different? And blessed if he gets America's vote. He's a very wonderful, likable dad. So,
Patty,
you know, and if he's in the final group standing, will America vote for him?
Tell me, and viewers at home, the amount, because Phil has said before, everybody has a price. Tell us the amount that it would have taken for you to take the money. If The Rock came at you at any point with not 35, not 75, but maybe like 100,000 or maybe 200,000, maybe even $1 million. If he came at you with $1 million, keep it real.
I promise you, you could tell me $5 million. I would never let somebody else take a tear gas if I'm offered the opportunity to take the pain. That's just the way I am. It's the way we were brought up. And that's honest to God, swear it on my kids' lives, my truthful answer.
Patty, you would turn down $5 million.
You could have told me $10 million. I might have asked Rachel, I'll split 5 with you.
My goodness. If I were your kids, I would be so mad at you.
Oh,
but I understand.
I have a 20-year-old.
But here's the thing. I think what I love about the show is, like, it's any good storytelling. I wish they went a little bit further in terms of lesser of two evils or something like that. You got to make the decision so hard, where it's not about the money. It's about, okay, you know, again, last week it was, do I inflict pain on myself or do I inflict pain on the other? Where you know, and I think if they continue to go down that route, which I really hope they continue to go down, then, you know, what choice do you make? Because it's, I mean, like, okay, I can either just take money. Or, you know, imagine if, okay, now Spicy's going to get shot at with arrows. Okay, then I'll take the money.
It's crazy what they will come up with. I agree with you. It'll be fun to see where does this writing lead to, because you must have played the game MFK, or, you know, if you had to pick this guy or this guy, $5,000 for the good-looking guy, or $25,000 for the ugly nerd, which one would you pick? Do you ever play those games? Or
unfortunately, no, I've never played that.
Those are kind of new to us, but
they're just funny, whatever games. But people play them all over the place. But it definitely poses questions. What's your number, Phil? What's your number?
My number.
Yeah,
again,
right now, Spicy was saved at 35. Is your number 50,000?
My number, it would honestly be more of a tearing apart of, like, okay, again, it'd have to be that, okay, Phil, you have to take this money or Spicy's getting shot at with arrows. Well, all right, I'll take the money.
Of course you would take it.
Well, there you go. But again, I would.
I'm going to go ahead and just say that if Phil was offered $100,000 or whatever for me to take tear gas, I would allow him to make me take the tear gas and just ask him to, you know, cut me a little something off later. Because you're not turning down too much money.
What if they ask Phil and you're not there to know that he's been asked the question? See, that's Rachel's problem there in that situation.
Yeah, definitely.
Rachel didn't know I got offered 35.
Yeah.
He could have looked at me and said, you take that money. This is ridiculous. I still wouldn't have done it, but I felt like she didn't get a chance to show America. She would have pushed for me to go ahead and, you know, take the cash.
Well, that would have been, I mean, you know, that would have been a choice you would have had to make. But I mean, we here at AfterBuzz, we need cash. So if Phil was given that opportunity, I would want him to take it. But one way that we are trying to make money is with the film that we have.
Cereal!
Adventures of Cereal Buddies.
Patty, why don't you do the read?
Kathy Lee Gifford is as hated as me. This is awesome.
But that's our hustle. That's our, $1 million pot. That's our prize. That's how we're keeping the lights on. That is what we're pushing because it's a phenomenal movie. The executive producers of
phenomenal movie.
Yes. And so we want your support. Make sure that you tell everybody to purchase Adventures of Serial Buddies. Download it. Go to adventureserialbuddies.com and cop that film because it's super funny. It's it's dark meets funny. It's Dexter and Dumb and Dumber all mashed together.
You have the Fonz in this movie. Like, hello, that's so Patty's generation. It's going to go on my Facebook, Twitter. I'm going to tell everybody.
Have you watched it with the kids yet? You got to watch it with the kids too.
Absolutely, awesome movie.
Well, thank you for supporting
we appreciate
that.
It really means.
No, thank you for hiring Kathy Lee in that. Honestly, I'm a definite fan. So.
You know what's fun? Before we kind of wrap this out, I'll give you a story. I actually got to go to her house, and I was told by Maria that you have to get in and get out because she's a celebrity. Then I'm there, and then Kathy Lee yells at me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "My job, hopefully." And she's like, "No, we're gonna do this right. We're gonna stay here as long as it needs to stay. I understand that some of the stuff might get cut down to whatever 30 seconds, but we're gonna make sure that it's the best 30 seconds, 4 seconds, whatever ends up being of the whole entire movie." And that's what we did. And that's why Kathy Lee is KathyLee. So that's my story on Kathy Lee.
Patty, you and her have a lot in common.
Kathy.
You guys do the right thing.
Kathy Lee was the one, man. They are the ultimate. I really, really like her. So.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Patty.
Well, I'm from Massachusetts, so remember, we're fans of hers.
Oh, well, will you let everybody at home know how they can find you, how they can vote for you, hashtag you, tweet at you, Instagram, whatever it is, whatever you want to promote really quick. Can you just say how people can reach you?
You're so cool. Only if I've earned their vote, I would want them to tweet me, please, hashtag Hero Patty with the @ the Hero TNT. That's how to cast your vote for Patty.
Oh, thank you. And then Patty, tell us really quick, what did you think? What is the definition of hero to you? Because Phil has asked everybody this, and we forgot to almost ask you that. Just really quick, 2 seconds, go.
Sure, I didn't even hear the question. I'm sorry.
The hero. What do you think that a hero is? Like, what's your definition? Really quick.
Oh, for sure, a hero is, first of all, anybody in the U.S. military. I say it every time. Thank you very much to all our servicemen. And any mom or dad who gets up every day, does the same job day in, day out, and still comes home with a little ounce of energy and says to their kids, how was your day? What can I get you for dinner? How's your homework, son? And actually does it with a happy attitude. That's a hero to me. Stop bitching at your kids. It's time to talk to them and be pleasant.
Nice.
Oh, it's so hard to not love
True.
you. It's so hard to not love you, Patty.
I gotta go get my kids because they're still up. So.
Okay, well, we thank you so much for coming on AfterBuzz, and please continue to tune in and support. We're gonna try to get Darnell on here next week. So thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thanks you both. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty.
You want to do a prediction really quick?
Sure.
Okay, let's
go for it.
Wrap it up. We gotta go, folks. But AfterBuzz predictions.
And now your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So here's the interesting part. If I'm correct in this, which I might not be, but it seemed like that they have to rappel down in order to be considered for the final for the America's vote.
Right.
Like there's X amount of slots. I don't know how many, but 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, are going to America's votes.
Okay.
And if you don't get in that, you can't be voted on.
Yikes. Dang, that is actually a really good prediction. I think that are you saying that you think like whoever is going to get down there the first, like the quickest?
I think there's going to be. It would be interesting if there's multiple challenges. So like, okay, the winner of this gets voted in. Okay, and then that winner now is like, yep, you 5 go. Party on for the next 3 slots, because I'm all set.
Oh, got you. Okay, because I was thinking more of it was gonna be like a race, and so maybe like the top 4 to get there, or 4 to finish, or because how many people are left on the show? How many contestants do we have left?
Well, technically 7, because we don't know who's voted out yet. We know so there's gonna be 6, but we don't know who's voted out.
Okay, I predict that this next episode, the challenge, like how you said, I can see it like that, but I think that it's either going to be Athena or maybe Marty because he was threatened, or maybe Darnell, dang. But for sure, I think Athena will be in the pot to be voted off. to leave, because I still think that the house is a little sketchy about her. But that's a prediction. We will see.
By the way, shout out to Charles for beasting that.
Yeah,
I thought he wouldn't make it. You know, in the initial challenge, they didn't make it by seconds, or at least they made it seem from the editing. And I thought he would be off by 5 seconds, but he just made it. And so congrats, Charles, for beasting it.
And I love what he said about his wife being his hero. I thought that was amazing as well. So shout out to him and his wifey.
He's getting the best sex ever.
Thanks, guys.
That's a spicy moment from Phil.
Spicy moment. You guys can also follow me on Twitter. You can play with my Twitter day and night at spicy_Madi, or you can stroke my Instagram at spicy_Madi, or go to thespicylife.com.
And you know what? I'll give Patty one more shout out. Hashtag Hero Patty. You know, so when the voting time comes, if she's your hero, vote for her. And we'll try to have everyone before the end of the season, so that way you guys can have a realistic, you know, perhaps they may sway you one way or the other. But thank you.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.